I'm excited to share my second Christmas in July project. This is a really fun Christmas ornament that you can make for a gift, and we're using the Regal Reindeer today. I just did another video making a beautiful Christmas card with the set, and now I'm going to show you a fun gift that you can make for your friends, and I'm planning to do quite a few myself. So first of all, I just took a little scrap of white and I'm going to stamp the little girl using Memento. So I'm going to stamp her and cut her out. And I laid out all my other pieces to cut out, so hopefully I don't drop this and I can bring it all in, cut it all out at one time. Let me just zoom out a little. And hopefully you can see I put the two rings together, the pieces of the halter, I guess that's called, the deer and the tree. And I'm also going to do the little girl at the same time. Like there's the die for that. So I'm just going to do it all at once, and if you're careful and don't wiggle it, you can do that. If you're worried about it, you can take a piece of washi tape and tape stuff down. I don't usually do that, but sometimes I do. So if you just carefully set this on top, and I'm going to crank it through. Now to do this project, you actually need a little bit more than this, but I went ahead and cut it out already. I just wanted to show you how you could do it all at once. So that's what I did. So we have this really cute reindeer. There we go. And these have little holes in them, so you can just push the hole and push it out, because it kind of sticks in there a little bit. So there's the reindeer, and there's the girl, and the tree, which it embosses the tree. It also does some little cut lines on the reindeer, but cut lines I guess on the tree as well, which is really pretty, kind of gives it a 3D look. If you notice, I cut these two rings out together, and that gave me an outline. If you just use the larger shape, you get a circle, and I'll show you that in a sec. So I'm going to set that aside. I need that. And these little pieces of halter, I need those. Sometimes they stick, so you just have to pull them up with your Take-A-Pick tool. I'm using an old Stampin' Up tool that I had on hand. There. This is scrap. The rest of this is scrap. So I will set this aside, but not too far, because now I'm going to show you how I did emboss the circles. All right, so now I took the larger circle of the two, and by the way, these came out of Stylish Shapes dies, which are sort of buried here, but these are the Stylish Shape dies. And these two largest circles, really, I use these all the time, really like those. And now we're going to, I did the two largest circles in Early Espresso, and I'm going to emboss them with the Fern embossing folder, and you can do that at the same time as well. Just put them both in there. You want to kind of get it away from the edge, and you want the word Stampin' Up, and that goes here on the one plate with the specialty plate on top. And so now I've got to bring my cutting machine back in, move that so I don't lose it, and emboss these, and then we'll be done with that. So I plan on mass producing these and making a bunch of gifts for my friends, and I want to do it now so I don't have to think about it, when the holidays are on us and life gets super crazy, I'll be ready. Like, how cool is that? All right, so these two are embossed, and one other thing that I did was I had some old chipboard circles, coasters actually. They're super thin, and I cut out a circle just to make this ornament just more firm. You can actually just take the backing. If you don't have chipboard coaster, this is backing to DSP, and it's like thin cardboard or other thin cardboard. If you want to make it thicker, you don't really have to, but I just thought it made it sturdier than just using 2 pieces of cardstock. All right, I want to zoom in a little. All right, so what I did was I glued them together. I took some old baker's twine, like so retired, sorry, but use whatever you have on hand that goes with your color scheme. For me, it was the early espresso baker's twine. This is just a piece of double stick tape to hold my twine in place. And I'm going to do that first, hook it to the back. I've got this weird fold going, so I want the fold to kind of be tucked in so you can't see it. All right, so there. Now when I do this method to adhere twine or ribbon in between layers, I usually put a piece of tape behind it, a piece of tape on top of it, and that kind of holds it in place. So there we go. Now I'm going to take the Tombow and glue, trying to get not too close to the edge. I'm going to glue my coaster board, chipboard on, or just a thin piece of cardboard. I'm sure if you look around you can find something you can use for this, just to make it thicker. If you can't find anything, you can just do like 4 layers or something of cardstock, and that would probably do pretty much the same thing. All right, so now that covers up my chipboard. It's nice and thick, and there I have a pretty front, a pretty back. And now I'm going to take this, where did I write that down? This is called foam adhesive strip, and I'm going to take one of them. The number's 141825. They're $8, and you get, I think, 20 strips or maybe 40. I don't know. You get a lot. You get 2 sheets of this, and it just makes it really handy. If I can get it out of there. There we go. I already used up the whole other one. So I'm going to take one. I'm taking this paper off, and it's got paper on both sides, and I'm just going to run it around my circle. It bends really easy. Stampin' Up! Used to sell like these circles that were already cut, but the problem with those is they were all different sizes. So you could only really do one of each size project, so this is nice. You can just put it wherever you want it. And in this case, I want it around my shaker die. It's a shaker die, by the way. A shaker ornament. And look at that, it's almost just perfect. Let's see, oh, there are my scissors, yay. Now you just want to make sure you don't have a gap, because otherwise your sequins will fall out. And I already took the tape off, so this is good to go. Then I had some old sequins on hand, and I'm sure if you're an avid crafter, you probably have some old ones on hand. This one was really fun because it had snowflakes in it, but since I'm making a ton of these and I don't have that many of this left, I ordered the Adhesive Back Snowflake Assortment, which is an online exclusive right now. It's $8, and you get 90 of them, and they're actually adhesive back, so you could like stick them. I was thinking you could stick 5 on as a background, but since these are straight up sequins, I am just using them. And so I use some silverish ones, which Stampin' Up! Right now has silver in the catalog. And here, these silver ones, and it also has the iridescent shaker circles. And you could also buy the little snowflake adhesive back. The number's 162129. It's $8. You get 90 of them, so you can make a bunch. Now, of course, since this is sticky, you want to make sure you dump it in the middle, which I did. Then you want to take a window sheet, and using the same size circle, you want to cut it out and go ahead and put that on top, and that's going to hold in all your goodies. And then you can, believe it or not, you can actually use glue on the window sheet, which I wondered if it would work, but it works just fine. It sticks just fine. I'm going to put glue around my circle. I mean, you could probably use other adhesives too, but this circle is so skinny, it's hard to get, you know, adhesive that skinny, unless you use, like, I don't know, sticky strip or who knows what. But this works really well, and got a little bit of glue ooze there. All right, so there we go. And look at that. So one other thing, you don't want to put too many sequins and stuff in there, otherwise it's going to look too busy. All right, so now I'm going to take my little reindeer and put glue on the back of him. Hold still. And you could also just use a few glue dots if you're not a fan of glue. Can you even see what I'm doing? Apparently not. All right, let me do that better. And you know what? I should not have put glue on his backside, so let me just wipe that off. And I used crumb cake paper for him, by the way. So there he goes. He's down, crumb cake. And then he's got these little pieces of halter. You want to just kind of lay them on and make sure you got them going the right way, because if you don't put it on the right direction, the curved side goes towards his neck. You'll see what I mean in 1 second. So the curved side goes towards his neck, and it kind of goes down here. Oops. I got all this glue, so everything's sticking to me now. And that's a good thing about using the glue. You can kind of, I got it too high, so I am going to, well, tap off the glue, which will make my hands even more sticky. Oh well. But I have some wiggle room. I can wiggle him this down. It needs to go down a tad. All right, there we go. If you rub your hands together, you can get the glue mostly off. All right, so there's that, and now I'm going to do the halter one, which is another one you need to set it on to make sure it's going the right way. You can see I've got it on there right, so I'm going to just use a little bit of glue, and honestly I probably should have broke out my fine tip glue, but it's not handy, so here we go. We're going to use this glue. And all right, the flat side goes towards his muzzle like that. So across his muzzle, and kind of like that. All right, perfect. And I'm going to put the tree on. I just realized I haven't colored the girl yet. So I will do that. Actually, I think if I can find I think I'd rather use glue dots for the tree so that I'm not getting into the glue on the wrong side syndrome again. So I'm just put a glue dot there in the corner and one up towards the tip, maybe like right there. It's right there, well, right there, and I'll put it down. I'm just trying to kind of line him up with the reindeer. So there it goes like that. And now I'm going to color the little girl, and I'm pretty much using the same colors I used in the last card. I'm going to do her coat in a new color called Azure Afternoon. It's new with the color revamp in 2023. And I'm going to use the brush side instead of the fine tip side. And I'll come back. Maybe I won't. Maybe I can do this without flipping. If you're real careful, you don't, and you have like a big space, you don't really need to flip to the fine tip. There. And let me do her sleeves. And really, now that I think about it, I probably should have coordinated her coat with some of the glitter, but what I did was that I coordinated her tights with the glitter, so you would want to change the colors up to match whatever, not glitter, whatever that, the little embellishments. You'd want your colors to coordinate. In my case, I'm coordinating it with her tights. Though I could have also coordinated with the green ones on her coat. I could have done that, but I kind of prefer this. I think the colors pop more. So it's just how I did it. Okay, I did her boots in the darker Azure Afternoon. No. Yeah, Azure Afternoon. Gotta get used to these new color names. I just, you know, I really like blue anyway, but I think this is a particularly pretty shade. So I used Calypso Coral for her tights because it kind of matches the sequins. There, that's the word I was looking for earlier. And we're going to start with the, this tip, obviously, it's kind of yucky, so I'm going to do the fine tip side. These markers last a long time, but my stamp club uses them and abuses them, so mine get a lot more use than yours might. So yeah, but I've had this color for a long time. So I just know I have to replace them every, I don't know, 5 years or so. It's really not bad when you think about it. And really it's only because the tip on that one got kind of too much love. So when you color with these, you want to use a 45-degree angle. And now I'm using the darker color. So this is the fine tip side. I've never messed up a nib on the fine tip side. But on the brush side, you really want to be gentle. You want to hold the marker at a 45-degree angle, like I said, and just lightly stroke with it. And if you do that, they'll last really forever. It's just when you get too aggressive with them that the nibs get ruined. So the little apple is, I believe this is real red, dark real red. And there, she's done. And I'm going to use glue dots for her rather than glue, just because that way I won't be getting glue on my project. Really, I would have only, I mean, in hindsight, I would have only used glue on the ring around. And if you're a messy glue person, you could have actually used a bunch of glue dots. It just takes a little longer. But there we go. She's offering her apple up. Just want to kind of make her maybe leaning a little bit like that. And isn't that nice? Really nice gift idea to give to your friends. Like I said, I'm going to make a bunch of them. And this is going to be my Christmas gift to some of my friends this year. Thank you for joining me, and be sure and check out my video on my other card. I'm going to put a loop on it so that it'll come right up. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Support my work. I appreciate it. My website's on the banner if you want to order anything. It's stampinwithcease.stampinup.net. Anyway, thanks again for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.